Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvaldo Grim here, and today we are going to have a tier list about how hard to beat all the characters in Just Mobile if they are controlled by the AI. What do I mean by that? I mean if they are teams that you'll fight in the arena and in Champions Arena. And I'm going to arrange all of them in certain tiers, so if you're a new player you might take a look at this list and try to work your way up. If you're new to the game, not really good at the combat system, try to pick characters in the lower tiers to fight, and as you progress through this you will get higher and higher and you'll be able to beat characters that are in higher tiers. And all the characters in Just Mobile are beatable in Arena and CA. There's only one character in the entire game that I still avoid in Arena and CA, and we'll talk about that later. But other than that, with the right tools, you can beat everything. So with all that being said, this is by no means a list about how good a character is. This is about how problematic a character is if used by the AI against you. So without further ado, let's get into it. The easy tier is going to be very big, so I'm not going to go over every single character that is in the easy tier. I'm just going to talk about briefly the characters that might be controversial because they are here and explain my reasoning for putting them here. So, first of all, Raiden is going to be a very good character if you use him, but when the AI using him is he's not going to be a problem. He's going to be easy to deal with. Silver Banshee, she's going to deal tremendous amounts of damage, and she can one-shot characters, but she's very easy to deal with, very predictable, and at the same time will die very fast. So no problems over there as far as I'm concerned. Keon Flying Sakoman, yet again, one of the best, if not the best damage dealers in the entire game. He'll deal a lot of damage, but he's very predictable, very easy to deal with, and he'll die very fast. So what does that mean? It means very high threat and with very low defensive stats. So that's what you're looking for. He's going to be a good character to fight. Predator Batman is going to be a character that will, exactly the same as Flying Sakoman, will deal a lot of damage, but his stuff is yet again predictable. No unfair mechanics, no things that you have to worry about, just beat him normally and you'll be fine. And I think the last one that might be controversial for this easy tier is Brainiac, because usually Brainiac is in the same tier as Black Manta. And Black Manta will be much higher on this list, and if he's on the same team with Black Manta, then he's going to be able to inflict dot damage on you with his abilities. But the thing is, in that team, the only problem will be Black Manta. Brainiac has short range abilities or medium range abilities. You can easily dodge them, and at the same time you can easily dodge the second part of the first special if you just tag out the character in the middle of it. I don't really find the Brainiac a problem, but you could argue to put him a tier higher because if you are unable to dodge his skills, he will inflict some dot damage from Black Manta towards you. So yeah, with all that being said, not going to go more in depth on this one, and we'll move up to the normal tier. In the normal tier, we'll have characters that are for the most part easy to deal with, but they will have a certain something that makes them a little bit harder or a little bit more annoying. First of all, Arkham Knight Batman. Arkham Knight Batman is going to be an easy character to deal with, but he will usually be in strong teams, and at the same time he will have a lot of defensive stats, with a lot of health and a lot of armor. And well, in the later stages of the game this will not be a problem. When you start off the game you really need a lot of punching power to punch through a team that has Arkham Knight Batman, especially if that team also has tech and agility characters, because they also receive buffs. Atlantean Armor Aquaman, yet another character that can be easy to deal with, but if you screw up, you'll screw up pretty big time, because he's got Power Drain, he's got Armor Pierce, and he'll heal his entire team. Not a hard character to deal with, but if you make a mistake, he'll be very punishing. Batman Ninja Batman. This character is very annoying because of his special one. His special one is Dot Tornado that is going to follow you and constantly inflict blinding on you, so that's why he's annoying. Other than that, he's a pretty easy character to deal with, and you don't see him up often in the Batman Ninja team with the other Batman Ninja characters, so no problems there. Classic Batman can be a little bit annoying, first of all because you don't see him often and you don't know what to expect from him, and secondly because he's also got a blind. Dark Supergirl will be a little bit annoying with that unbreakable tagging, and she's got some dot damage. Other than that, nothing to worry about. Entangling Poison Ivy. She'll usually be in some strong teams, and also it's very annoying that you can't really re-engage with her all the time after she does a dash attack towards you. Like with 99% of the characters in Just Mobile, after they do a dash attack, you'll be able to hit them. She might block sometimes, and that's annoying. Next up, Flora Poison Ivy. She will not be in many strong teams, but at the same time she's got a second ability that's going to be armor piercing, that's going to be undodgeable, and that's going to be restricting your movements, so she's a little bit annoying. Greed is going to be a little bit annoying because of the fact that he has that shield that's going to constantly proc if you deal too much damage on him with your basic attacks. Other than that, pretty easy to deal with, but can be very annoying at times. Heartbreak Harley Quinn will usually deal a lot of damage to you, but if you're not stunned, you're going to be fine for the most part. She's going to have easy to dodge abilities, but at the same time she will usually be in the same team with Arkham Knight Batman or with Last of the Joker, and that is going to make her a little bit harder to face. Black Lightning. He's got a very annoying special too, Hazard, that's going to lock you in place and make you unable to move, only use abilities, and that's very annoying. Green Arrow, like the Multiverse one, is over here because his attack animations are very annoying and very unpredictable to deal with. And at the same time he's going to have a power drain on the special one, but yeah, mostly the basic attacks, I hate his basic attacks. Multiverse Flash, not an amazing character himself to fight against in Arena. He can be pretty easy to deal with, but at the same time he's going to be a little bit annoying because he's got the Flash AI, and that Flash AI has got a little bit of a frame advantage on you. Again, nothing too hard to deal with, just be careful that he's not in the same team with Multiverse Summer Supergirl. Next up, Power Girl. She's not going to be hard to deal with, and I'm not concerned about the power reduction that she gives to the team. That is not a problem with Dr. Fate. I'm concerned about the fact that she gets increased damage as the fight goes on, and she's got a ranged special one, and that can be easily avoided. Even if you get hit and you block it and you are going to die, you can just tag out, but she might be a little bit annoying for some people. Shazam! A character that's very easy to deal with, but very punishing if you make a mistake, because if you use an ability on him while he is blocking, it's going to cancel that ability and inflict a special 3 for free on you. Silver Armored Superman, he's very annoying because he's got a shield and he's able to block, to totally negate some of your basic attacks, so you won't encounter him often, but he's something that you don't want to encounter. Telekinetic Gorilla Grodd is going to be annoying because he's got a shield, and at the same time he's got a passive that will force your character back in the fight if you want to tag out. Reverse Flash, yet again, very annoying Flash AI, and at some points he might tag in, steal all your power, and straight away do a super move on you, so that's annoying. Warrior Queen Wonder Woman, she's got a shield and she's got an armor pierce, not the worst character to deal with in the world, but you'll need to be a little bit careful. Speed Force the Flash, he's going to have the Flash AI and the worst Flash AI, because also when he does a rush attack he's going to be undamageable. The sun came up. Nice. Next, Armor Superman. He's got a shield and he will ignore the first ability. Yet again, nothing too serious, but something you need to keep in mind. And Multiverse Supergirl will make the Multiverse team much more tanky than you would expect, and at the same time she's got a freeze and the dots. This is the normal tier. You shouldn't have a problem fighting the normal tier. Those are just characters that have a little bit more than the characters in the easy tier in terms of dealing with, and when you fight them you'll have to be on the lookout for a certain something, but for the most part you're going to be fine. Next up, let's move into the hard tier. In the hard tier we are going to have characters that either have some unfair mechanics or mechanics that will make you change your gameplay drastically. First of all, Atrocitus. Atrocitus will give tagging buffs to the enemy team that are very annoying to deal with. Little attack chance is not annoying, you just don't let the enemy hit you, but with a power steal, that's a problem, and with a reflective shield, that's a problem because it gives the enemy like a few seconds where you can't really hit them because you'll take a lot of damage back in exchange. Black Adam is fine for the most part, like if he does not stun you when he tags in, you're going to be fine. If he does stun you when he tags in, because he can stun you when on tagging, then he's going to be a pretty damn big problem and he might lose you the fight. I put over here compiled like all the Justice League members except for Justice League Superman because he's higher up. When they're paired up together in different pairs, they are going to deal tremendous amounts of damage, and all it takes is one mistake to really die over here, and it's not like when fighting Silver Banshee or King of Flying Aquaman, like over there you know it's only one character that will one-shot your whole team. Over here any character in that team can one-shot your entire team. If they got Justice League Batman in there, you also have to keep in mind that they are going to receive shields for the first ability you use. Mythic Wonder Woman is also annoying to deal with, so yeah, all of them over here are going to be pretty hard. If they are separately and not as a team, then Justice League Cyborg is going to be the only one that's a little bit annoying to deal with. But for the most part, they are going to be as a team. And Justice League Flash is a little bit annoying as well, but yet again, nothing extremely hard. Nightmare Batman, something that you can deal with. If you see Nightmare Batman in the enemy team, you can swap in the first place of your team a character that you don't really care about being alive. So he will die when he gets stunned when he gets in the fight, because that's what Nightmare Batman does. He stuns the first character that is in the fight. And at the same time, you can use abilities to negate his reflective shield, because he reflects only basic attack damage. But at the same time, this will lead to some altered gameplay, and it will be quite annoying. Next up, Silver Green Lantern. Silver Green Lantern is going to be very annoying to deal with, and his team is going to be very annoying to deal with, because they will benefit from his passive. His passive is going to pretty much give them a shield equal to a certain percentage of their health, and at the same time they will not get staggered when you hit them until you manage to clear that shield up. Next up, we've got the full Suicide Squad team. Like if they're separate, they're easier to deal with, but except for Suicide Squad, Deadshot, they tend to be in pretty strong teams. And if they're together, they're not going to be the hardest thing in the world to deal with, but at the same time, you need to tread with care, because they deal more damage than you'd expect. At the same time, they will be very tanky, so you need to burst them down, because if you don't, they will constantly heal. And last one is going to be Starfire. Starfire is just a very annoying character to deal with. It's not the hardest character to beat in the world, but it's very annoying to deal with because she's got a very annoying AI, and at the same time she's going to regenerate each time you use an ability against her. So yeah, this was the hard tier. Characters that you should really take care when playing against, and you should really kind of start knowing how to play the game through a bit, but nothing out of the ordinary, and you can still manage to beat them. So with all that being said, let's move on to the very hard tier. Coming up to the very hard tier, we're going to have, first of all, Batman Ninja Robin. Batman Ninja Robin is going to not be such an annoying character to deal with by himself. He'll still deal a lot of damage, but when he's paired with Batman Ninja Catwoman, he will not be able to die so easily. He'll deal a lot of damage to you, and at the same time, he will blind you. And Batman Ninja Catwoman is going to be in the same tier for these exact same purposes. Being immortal for a few seconds, being able to blind you with her abilities, and dealing huge amounts of damage. Last left, the Joker. You can deal with him, okay? Like, when you fight Last Left Joker, you should try and put a character in the first place that you will not need to really tag out, and keep that character in for the most part of the fight, and make sure you don't kill the Joker last. But if you tag in when the Joker is in the field, he will kill the character that you put in, because he will stun him. If he kills the character that you have put in, that you have tagged in, he will tag another character because your character is dead, right? That character will get stunned as well. And Last Ever Joker will kill that as well, receiving even more damage. Third character gets tagged in, gets stunned as well. And you're done for. Like, I have encountered a few scenarios where one bad tag in, where I got stunned by Last Ever Joker, led to my entire team being wiped without me really having any counterplay to it. But other than that, you're going to be fine if you are careful about it. And last up on very hard is going to be Black Manta. Didn't really want to put him on very hard, but at the same time he's usually in pretty damn strong teams with pretty annoying characters. And he's going to be annoying only because of the fact that him and the other legendary teams are going to inflict a dot damage on you that's pretty much going to deplete all your health when they use abilities. Black Manta himself is not the hardest thing in the world to deal with. He's pretty predictable and you can play around it, but usually the team that he's in is a problem, and the fact that he gives them dot damage. So yeah, now let's move on into the next tier. We're up in the unfair tier, and when it comes to this one, you're going to need a pretty strong team to deal with this, and at the same time you're going to need some pretty decent gameplay. First of all, Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd. Usually he is in the Batman Ninja team. And he's going to receive all those annoying buffs from Batman Ninja Catwoman, blind on special attacks and immortality. He's going to be able to heal himself if he's low. He's going to deal a huge amount of damage with his basic attacks. He's got an annoying basic attack combo that will chain forever and finish into an ability. He's got a shield, and his first ability is going to be a huge amount of damage, and it's going to be map wide. So you should really be careful when dealing with this. Next up, Darkseid. Darkseid is going to be, in a lot of people's opinion, the hardest character to deal with in Arena NCA, and I tend to disagree, and I'll explain why in the next year, but nevertheless he's a very annoying character to fight. He's going to have a little bit of an annoying AI, he's going to have armor piercing, he's going to have power drain, he's going to give the whole enemy team a shield that prevents them from taking huge amounts of damage, and at the same time when he's tagged out, he's going to constantly bombard the field with Apocalypse bombardments, making you unable to combo properly. But, and a little tip over here, if you want to beat Darkseid, you'll need to do the following. Have somebody that can do an infinite combo, either with their basic attacks or chained with a special attack. Wait for Darkseid to be tagged in and infinite combo him to death, because he can't use the Apocalypse bombardment over there. But you also need a character that is not strong enough to activate his barrier, so yeah, pretty nasty over there. And next up will be Just League Superman. Just League Superman will be very tanky, even if he's not built to be tanky. At the same time, he will have a very annoying passive where he tags in and interrupts your special. That's going to be his main thing. He deals huge amounts of damage himself. He's going to have a shield, and if he uses that shield when you use a special attack on him, not only that is going to negate all the damage, not only that's going to reflect back to you a huge amount, but he's also going to heal. So yeah, good luck with that. And with all that being said, let's move on to the last tier. Coming in the Multiverse Armored Supergirl tier, we got Multiverse Armored Supergirl, and in my opinion, is the hardest and the most annoying character to deal with in Just Mobile. Because, when you think about it, we have other stuff. Last Life of the Joker, you can play around it, you can counter it, you can do something about it. Darkseid, you can do something about it. Just League Superman, use a special with another character, make him tag in, kill him. Batman Jaguar Lagrotte, be very careful. But with this one, there's nothing you can do. Like, she's got an unblockable tag in and she deals huge amounts of damage. So you might play the game extremely correctly, you might play it in the best way possible, and she'll just randomly tag in and one-shot you without you having anything to do in that regard. And that's why Multiverse Armored Supergirl is the only character that I still avoid in Arena NCA. Anything else, I will fight. I might not win every single time, but I like a challenge. I avoid Multiverse Armored Supergirl because I do not like an unfair challenge, and that's why she's in the top of the list. But yeah, this was for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Dislike it if you dislike it. Maybe hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next one.